Good morning, everyone. How are you? Have you ever thought about how technology impacts our lives? Or how everything has changed, including our way of seeing the world? For example, our way of entertaining ourselves or meeting people has completely changed with the arrival of social media and influencers. This term is a piece of cake to explain. Therefore, today we will address a very current topic: how influencers indirectly affect people and what role they play in society. Here, I pause to ask, what do you think about the existence of influencers? We know that influencers are people who influence others, that is, they impact their audience through their content or personality. Most are found on social media, where they have a large of numbers of followers who see and share what they post. With this in mind, we can say that influencers have a lot of power in today's society, since their main means of influence is social media, and nowadays these platforms are used for almost everything. Therefore, we must ask ourselves, how do influencers influence our values and behaviors? We know that there are different types of influencers, and their impact depends on the type of content they generate. For example, those who create educational content tend to avoid vulgar languages and seek to teach, while gamers generally use more informal or even vulgar languages, and their primary goal is to entertain. In my personal experience, influencers have indeed influenced my values and behaviors. Some have taught me new and useful things, while others have simply helped me pass the time in a fun way. But they have also had an impact on other aspects of my life. I refer to how their actions or messages have directly or indirectly influenced my environment. We all know that the power of an influencer is enormous due to the large number of people who follow them, and that their opinions are often taken as absolute truth by their followers. It doesn't matter if the comment they make is negative or even offensive, whether toward a person, a community, an object, or a video game. If the influencer says it, their audience usually agrees. In my case, while my experience with influence has been entirely negative, it hasn't been the best either. Some have criticized things I like or am a part of, which has led to other people criticizing me simply because their favorite influencer expressed a negative opinion about it. Therefore, it's essential to take steps to ensure that influencers are held accountable for what they say and post, especially those with millions of followers. Their influence is significant and it can often have real life consequences. However, it's also important to understand that not all influencers are the same. A motivational content creator is not the same as a critical or education one. Therefore, we can affirm that the type of influencer we follow directly influences the person we are or want to become. The conclusion is that influencers aren't to blame for what they say or the ideas they try to convey, but rather that you end up watching content that is suitable for you. In conclusion, all the content we chose to consume from an influence affect us in one way or another. For example, if I follow an influencer will constantly criticize people or different topics, it's likely that that content will end up negatively affect me sooner or later. The most important thing is to choose what type of content we want to consume and stay away from content that doesn't benefit us or that could negatively affect us. This way we can ensure we enjoy what we see and continue to grow as individuals. Calera Day. If you have any questions or want to share your opinion, I love to hear them. Break a leg,